going on, everybody? Dream Builder here.
Dream builders.
Oh, yes. But today, we've got a topic. Should I quit my job to pursue my dream? Something I've been thinking about. Mostly, well, my job is technically school, full-time student, as of right now. But, what? Anyway, should you quit your job and or school to pursue your dream? Now, there's a lot of controversy. There's a lot of different reasons for yes and no. Question is, what do you think, Alex? Do you think you should quit your job and or school for your dream? Because a lot can be said, like, oh, my dream is too risky, or, my dream takes a lot of money, or my dream's just not worth it, or it'll never happen, or anything like that.
Well,
So should you give up all that security and that safety for your dream?
well, that's the only thing. Like, if it's just a matter of, like, oh, it's risky, I won't have security, I think you should go for it.
And why is that?
Simply because if you don't, chances are you're going to regret it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but I'm also going to regret it when I don't have my job and I can't pay my bills and I get evicted. My car gets repossessed and I'm out on the street. And then also my dream fails because I got no money.
Absolutely. You're correct. That is a possibility. And that's part of the deal. In a book, I'm sure many of you have heard of it, I've mentioned it on this channel many times, called Think and Grow Rich, there is an analogy. And I forget what specifically it was, but in the Greek times, I believe, back in ancient Greek times, I guess, something like that, this fleet sailed across the coast to an island, and the general ordered all his soldiers to burn the ships, so there would be no return home. So they only had one option, or actually two options in reality: win the battle or die. And because they didn't have that third option to retreat and go home, what do you think happened? And the same thing could be said when you go all into something, when you quit your job, quit your whatever that be, school, and go all in your dream. Even though that risk of becoming homeless, broke, eating out trash cans, living hard, I think that's worth it. And it's hard for me particularly to say this because, I've been privileged. I've been very privileged, I must say. And I'm not saying that to brag or boast or anything like that. But at the same time, you have people who are far more driven because they weren't privileged. They knew what it was like to be rock bottom. They didn't have that, oh, if I don't work, I don't eat. If I don't work, I don't have a roof over my head. If I don't work, I don't pay, I don't have electricity, So that's something that I've been privileged to have, but it also has hindered me in a certain way. I'm sure it has with other people as well.
Yeah.
Like, getting back on topic, in terms of, like, whether you should quit your job to pursue your dream, whether that be school, a real job. I think when it comes to school, if you can afford to go to school, like, you won't go into debt for it, because it would be just, it doesn't make business sense, logical sense to go into debt for school, especially colleges, because you can get the exact same, maybe even better education for a significantly lower rate. It may not be give you that piece of paper saying, hey, I know something about this, but there are books out there, $10, $15, $25, $50, that you can read, or even listen to if you're not a reader, that'll give you the exact same information. And guess what? Because you're out in the real world and you have a physical interest in it, you're more likely to learn it, you're more likely to apply it, and embody it. And it'll be far cheaper than going to college. However, if you think, if you can afford to go to college, you're not going to go into debt because you maybe have your trust fund, baby, parents paying for it, whatever, you got scholarships, I think you should still do it. A, for the experience. It's still an experience. And B, because, why not? It may be horrible, it may suck, but you could still do things while you're in college that'll move you towards your dream.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you may be studying something you really don't give a damn about or think you're ever going to use. And then if you have a real job, you can use that job to fund your dreams.
Exactly.
So you can have best of both worlds if you like so. But if you want to go all in, of course you can do that. But you got to make sure you got a profitable business plan, business model. It's going to work. And I mean, with no don't take out a loan or anything like that. I mean, maybe I shouldn't be talking because I don't have a business. But I think it'd be better to start from the ground up. In your garage. Selling something, or you have something physical and you can make a profit on a small scale. Then all you have to do is scale it up. You have a sound business model, and then you can grow it from there. But like I said, you can have the best of both worlds. Right now, for me in particular, sorry, I don't mean to be long-winded here, right? Let you talk. But me in particular, right now, sales is I want to be the best salesperson I can ever be. And I think I've always had an inclination towards that because of network marketing. That's really what it was. And I know when I become the person I need to be successful at sales, no matter what I'm selling, I will have enough money for needs, survival, and to fund my dreams. It may not happen instantly, but it will happen eventually. And I'll go to the grave with that.
All right.
What are your thoughts on it, though?
I think if you can work on your dreams at the same time, that's probably the best way to go, especially if you're young. I'd say the best way to go is to go for your dreams when you're young because you have less to lose. The longer you wait, the more you have to lose. You have your mortgages, you got your cars, you got your family, you got all this stuff, and then you can't go all in because you physically can't. You have to take care of your family and do this and this and this and this and this before you can get to your all in with your dream. Mm-hmm. But I also think that you should, if you can, be able to fund it so that you have the money essentially to live kind of how you want in the moment, but also you're working on your dream to never have to work again, or whatever your dream may be. If you just want to make money because you like making money, that's fine. If you just want to be able to support your family and not have to work and spend time with your children all day, then you're going to need some money to do that. But I think I guess it would be the safest way to go, would be to work on your dream. That's personally what I would do.
And if you guys are familiar, probably not, all these things. Robert Greene wrote a book on 48 Laws of Power, 33 Strategies of Warfare. And the main thing, what keeps you in the position of power at all times is when you have mobility. Basically, you have options. And when you're working and pursuing your dreams, guess what? You have now 2 options, maybe even more, depending on how you do things. Versus if I'm only working, this is my only option. I hate it. It sucks. Or versus I have my dream. Sorry, wrong finger. This is my only option. I can't go back to this because I hated this. But when you have both, this supports this. And then eventually, when you no longer need this or this, hopefully you don't need the work, you can just do this. And then it becomes like this.
It's like starting off riding with training wheels.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you get up and going, you take the training wheels off, aka you leave your job and you start flying down the road. Mm-hmm. But
easier said than
without the training wheels, it will be harder, it will be rougher, but you can still get where you want to go.
And there are obviously a lot of steps that are involved in you obviously leaving your job eventually.
They're just training wheels. You don't keep training wheels on forever. Unless you're my little cousin.
Whoa. Why you gotta come at your little cousin like that?
She can't ride a bike yet. I don't know.
On YouTube. She's gonna see this and be like, oh my god,
hey,
Ryan! I thought you loved me.
She's gotta learn how to ride a bike.
It's messed up. Not everybody needs to know how to ride a bike.
It's just a common skill you gotta have.
I don't know how to swim.
You don't know how to swim?
Of course I know how to swim.
This guy's not going to be able to get to his dreams because he's drowning in the pool.
That's why I won't take a cruise, man. I'm afraid of drowning. Anyways, I'm kidding. But yeah, like that's kind of controversial because I know in the other video it was like, oh, go all in, go all in. Like I said, that's good.
Go all in the sense that you're focusing, you're working just to
Towards
provide
that.
your dream.
Yeah, so like when you're feeling like, oh man, this job sucks. Like
The only reason you're there is to get your dream going, so that you don't have to be there.
it's a stepping stone, okay?
Yeah, you don't stay on the stepping stone.
And like
Unless you're a lot of people that you stay on the stepping stone.
with people you interact, like you could think of like your company, like, hey, this company, they're gonna finance Alex's
Yeah, they're essentially
freedom
paying
plan.
for your dream.
And or like when you interact with customers, if you have customers buying from you, like, hey, congratulations, you just provided funds towards my freedom plan. I appreciate you, and I'll think about you when I'm on that beach. Even though I don't even like beaches because I burn easy.
And it can kind of spiral. I mean, if you give that kind of effort and support and your attitude towards your business, or I mean your job, you'll move up in your job, you'll make more money there, and that's more money to fund the dream. Then you fund the dream, then you spend less time, make more money, and bam, there you go. That's it. I don't know why people write books about this. I mean, we just explained it.
Exactly.
Literally, this should be on like Audible or something like that.
For
We should be
real.
making money.
Speaking of money, no, I'm just kidding.
Send us your donations.
Send us our donations.
so we can keep making these
Videos.
upscale videos.
Yeah, because I mean they're very
camera equipment is outrageously expensive.
for reals. Like this,
And the
is
lighting, yeah,
Like, oh, you don't want to know. You don't want to
you
know.
don't even know.
And the editing software, oh my.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
This isn't any iMovie thing or anything like that.
this is professional grade.
Yes.
So be sure to like and subscribe down below, and then subscribe up here. This little orb.
Oh, the little orb. Okay.
I'm gonna keep holding that there. If you want to see more content from the channel, you're gonna click right there. If you want to go see my boy's channel, flip your orb for me.
About right there.
How right there?
I'd have to move my face because the orb's a little. About.
Don't drop it, dude. If,
Right.
if it
Yeah,
hits the
yeah.
floor, the
Oh, there we
world,
go. Okay.
world ends.
Okay, there we go.
Be sure to do that, and we'll catch you guys next time.